Oh, hi there. I'm Dave Rothenberg, and this is Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. And oh, do we have a show planned for you today? Look at this. I have a rundown and everything right in front of me. I'm very excited about it. I'm supposed to say hello to everyone. So, hi, everyone. This is my obsession, and away we go. Giants, Eagles, Thursday night for the entire world to see in prime time. Eagles, of course. I don't want to say what they are specifically, but they won the whole thing last year, which makes you certainly very uneasy. But we do have a lot to do. My buddy Jordan Raanan is going to join us in about 15 minutes from right now. We'll go through like the Mount Rushmore segment that we do now. We have a creative one today. The most despised Eagles that you've ever had. And the Eagles have had some players that you look at, you're like, boy, he was good. He was good. Like Jerome Brown was great. Reggie White, great. Clyde Simmons, great. So it's a combination of great, not that level of great, and ones that you just detested over the years. So we'll run through that list in a little bit. Eagles come in at 4-1. Now, I mean, probably blessing for the Giants. The Eagles lost their last game, so I'm sure they're motivated to get back on the field quickly and dismantle the Giants. We'll do our fantasy waiver pickups. We'll do Jackson Dart against this Eagles defense, get into that a little bit. We will get into the Mount Rushmore, like I said, of most hated Eagles. Prediction time, 3 things that I think will happen in this game. And then remember now, tomorrow night, because this is what we do, after the game, about 15-ish minutes after the final whistle, we go live on YouTube on this very stream. So you're not going to have to wait till the next, day, weekend, whatever. No. Game ends at 11:15, 11:30. We're live and we're on. And I have a feeling it's going to be an angry, miserable show. Because I'll tell you this, of the teams I detest in all of my sports, and I'll be honest with you, I can't stand the Yankees. And that win last night gives me great anger. And I know Yankee fans are all excited. Okay, we'll see how this ends. So the Yankees, baseball, I just detest them. I couldn't hate them more. I hate the Yankees so much that if they played the Phillies in the World Series this year, I'd root for the Phillies. How's that for a hatred? All right. Football, it's the Eagles, it's the Cowboys, it's the Commanders. Commanders a distant third. Eagles, Cowboys, 1-2. And people have said to me over the years, well, how do you determine which one you hate more? And I'll tell you how. Whoever's better. Whatever team is the better team at the time is who I hate more. Because right now the Cowboys, as much as you hate the Cowboys, and you do because they're just repulsive and Jerry Jones and giving people the finger and getting fined and all those things, they're not very good. Like they're a middling team. They're a 500 team. They're 2-1. Eagles are the problem now because they're the better version, right? They're a very good football team. So NBA, I don't even know if I have an NBA team that I hate. It's whoever's like, I hate Indiana when the Knicks are competing with Indiana. I used to hate the Bulls. I couldn't stand Michael Jordan. Oh, you know what really annoyed me is that it felt like if you're a Knicks fan, you hate the Bulls, but then there's this kind of adoration that, but I love Michael Jordan. I always hated Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, it feels like he came out of the womb and his number one priority in life was I'm gonna torture that guy. He tortured me. I'm a Georgetown Hoyas fan, right? So 82, Jordan, the shot from the corner. Then he goes to the Bulls and he tortures the Knicks. My whole life, I hated Jordan. And I never really understood why there were Knicks fans who were like, yeah, I hate the Bulls, but man, I love Jordan. I hated him so much. And then hockey, the Islanders are just, I'm from Long Island and I've been a Rangers fan since I'm a little kid. The Islanders are winning cup after cup after cup. So I've always hated them. So those are kind of we can do that one day, maybe my Mount Rushmore of most hated teams around all of my sports. And then for college basketball, because of Jordan, because of that 82 championship game, I took a tremendous disdain for them. And I've always hated North Carolina basketball. So we'll get into the Eagles. We'll kind of analyze what they are. Like I mentioned, fantasy waiver wire pickups, Mount Rushmore of most despised Eagles, Jordan Raanan, my predictions. So there's a lot going on. I want to remind you now, okay, you can follow and comment on our Twitter. It says X here, but X is so lame. It's still Twitter to me. And then you have a chance if you put a comment or question up there to be mentioned on Friday's stream. So that's cool. If you want your comments, this is very important, vitally important. You want your comments read out on our live YouTube stream. You can now super chat. And we would say super thanks if you do super chat. And what this does is it helps support the channel. so we can keep doing fun, creative, entertaining things like that. So if you want to ask a question, and we will prioritize the super chatters, like you super chat, you ask a question, forget about like the normal questions. No, you know what it's like? You super chat, you're first class on the airplane. Like I can sit in regular common folk airplane like area, and then they bring a sandwich around and I pay for it. But on super chat, you go right in. You go right by. It's like first class is what in fact it is. Follow us on all our socials: Instagram, TikTok, Dr. Giants Obsession, on Twitter at DRNYGO, on Spotify, Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession, and of course YouTube. Like us, subscribe to us. Very important. Kind of makes things go, keeps us afloat, keeps us moving forward. Coming into this show at this very moment, 1,359 subscribers. We're on a real concerted effort to get to 5,000. And I talked to Steve, one of my producers, about this moments before the show. At 5,000, we will bring in a professional face painter to paint Steve's face live during a show. You know what we might do? We might do a split screen where I'm sitting here giving you Giants content, and the face painter is on the other side of the screen painting his face live so you can enjoy it. And what did we? I think we said like 100,000 maybe, and we'll hire a slap fighter, professional slap fighter, to slap Nico across the face, knock him unconscious live here on Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. So we're not just Giants, as you can tell, we're tremendous fun as well. Boy, you talk about an emotional war. I'm in an emotional war with myself. I'm in an emotional war with my hatred for the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is a team. The Giants had won 4 Super Bowls, and the Eagles had never won any. And they were always like, yeah, they're the bridesmaid, right? Like they're a good football team, but one way or another, they find a way to collapse in the big moments. And then somehow they got past this idea that they could never win a big game, and they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, led by Nick Foles, which to my last breath will never make sense. And I still blame Bill Belichick for not suiting up Malcolm Butler in that game. And he's never actually come out and said why he didn't play him in that game. There's been rumblings of what the rationale was behind that. But him not suiting him up for that game still upsets me. So they win that first Super Bowl. Then they go back. They lose to the Chiefs. And then they go back again. And then they beat the Chiefs last year. And they didn't just beat the Chiefs. Like, they humiliated Kansas City and made Patrick Mahomes look, subpar. I mean, that's the truth. He did not look good. And now they go for their back-to-back thing. So I'm at an emotional, real roller coaster of how I feel about this team. And again, they're very talented. And you listen and you watch and you hear Nick Sirianni and the antics and the crying during the anthem of the Super Bowl and the just over-the-top reactions, and you detest him. I think even Eagles fans look at Nick Sirianni like, oh, for God's sakes, this guy, and all the act that he is and all the act that he does. But here's the thing. You say whatever it is you want to say about him, he wins, right? I mean, Nick Sirianni wins. So don't judge a coach, a player, and anybody by their introductory press conference, because if you remember, his introductory press conference was brutal, and he really has righted the ship. And you look at him now, and it's very disconcerting, but they're a hell of a football team. And I saw there was a tweet, should have sent it to the guys so they could have made a graphic, but I didn't because of laziness. And it like compares, I'll bring it up and I'll kind of read it to you on my phone. And Jordan Raanan sent it to me earlier today, and he's going to join us. He's from ESPN in just a couple moments. He had like, where do you rank the quarterback, the running back, the tight end, the wide receiver, the O-line, the D-line, the linebackers, the quarterbacks, cornerbacks, safeties, and the coach, right? So it's like there's a pie chart down the middle and who gets more of each different one. Quarterback, distinctly Eagles. And right now it is. Running back, distinctly Eagles. And of course, we know that whole drama about Saquon. Tight end, Eagles. Wide receivers. So if you haven't heard this, by the way, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, Darius Slayton is not going to play in this game. And I don't even know if that's bad news, to be honest with you. But what's next up? It's like Lil John Humphrey. Like what's next now? Bo Collins, Wan'Dale Robinson. It's The tight end, the wide receiver room is not attractive. So wide receiver, the flow chart clearly goes to the Eagles. Offensive line plus Eagles. The only area the Giants have a higher number than the Eagles on this kind of flow chart is defensive line. And you talk about having invested a lot. You should be better as far as defensive line is concerned. You have the number 3 pick in the draft. You have the number 5 pick in the draft. You have a first-round pick that you traded for in Brian Burns, and you have Dexter Lawrence, who is also a first-round pick. I see Jordan is here. We'll get to Jordan in just a moment. All right, you tell Jordan to hang on for a second. Linebacker, Eagles not close. Cornerback, safeties, Eagles not close. Coaching right now, Eagles, and it's not all that close. So it is very disconcerting to think about how much better of a football team the Eagles are at the moment. You say, well, now, but when was the last time you could say the Giants were better than the Eagles? It's been a really, really long time. All right, let's bring him in. Oh, now he needs a minute. Steve, can you come on here for a moment, please? And maybe you as well, Nico. So you tell me Jordan's ready.
Well, he
was.
And
then you say,
and then he went like this.
Oh, so now he's not ready. No, now he can wait. It's 1:11 Eastern time. Tell him by 1:40 we'll get to him. He can wait in the holding room now.
The face that he's making right now in our little waiting room is pretty funny.
All right, but here's the thing, and he can hear me, I can't hear him, so that makes this perfect for me. I made Jordan Raanan. All right, you laugh all you want. I made Jordan. Jordan Raanan was like oh yeah, isn't he that guy that has the Giants beat and does something with the Giants? He comes on my radio show. I allow him. I request him. He hosts with me. He's a massive star right now. So before we get to Jordan, I want to ask you guys, look at you, big smiles. You feel great about the Yankees, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, that was some game last night, wasn't it?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah?
It was fantastic.
What point for you was the most exciting?
Judge hitting that home run.
Judge home run?
Judge, well, first of all, Judge got too much. He's getting so much hate, I think, because
it is a little much. I was saying earlier today, it's almost like Steph Curry with a foul shot. Like, yes, you're expected to make 99% of your foul shots if you're Steph Curry. You're not expected to hit a home run or double or single or drive guys in every time you go to the plate in baseball. It's ridiculous that this is the pressure we put on this guy.
Yeah, and he was batting 440 before he even played.
He's hitting 500. So, Steve, that ball hits his bat. It goes flying into left field. Like, how did you feel when that happened? What was your emotion?
That foul ball,
yeah,
Dave.
I'm sure
I lost it. It was unreal.
Went nuts. Yeah,
I'm sure
that was one of Aaron Judge. That was the Aaron Judge staple.
That was the moment.
The Judgment Day.
All right, we've made him wait long enough now. We've kept baby in the corner. I'll see you guys a little bit for questions and comments, and of course, you can throw your questions and your comments my way. Now let's bring him in. He is made by me, but he is a good friend and a really good reporter. He is, of course, Jordan Raanan. Good afternoon, Jordan. How are you?
Good afternoon. This is where I was. I told you where I am. I told you where I was.
Respect. You have really little respect for the show, don't you?
You knew what I was doing. This was part of the agreement. I had to go hit a golf shot.
I understand. So, before we even get to the Giants and the Slayton injury, and he's so bad, and even he's not playing. That's how bad things are with the Giants right now. Well, I mean, you're a diehard Yankee fan. I saw you bitching about the Yankees last night. Stop swinging at the first pitch. This is so upsetting to me. You change your tune a little bit now, pal, right?
It's very upsetting. It was very upsetting, but I feel better now, but I'm still nervous about this team moving forward. You're going to watch me hit a golf shot as I talk to you, by the way.
You talk about putting forward a great live
program. I'm driving the 10th hole. The 10th hole of Pebble Beach, okay?
What a treat. So Jordan, apparently, in his little golf pants and everything, is at a golf simulator right now. We only see his behind, and we're watching him. Let's talk about it. Lines up. And, you know what, Jordan?
I just striped the drive. That is right down the middle.
That's a nice
shot. Right down the
Do
middle.
The entire hole now? Like, do we have to sit here and watch you play the whole thing out?
No, I mean, there's other people here, so they got to hit. We got like another 5 minutes until I hit again.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right, can we spend a few minutes?
I don't know if you heard that. That was the best drive I ever hit, they said.
But you think that's coincidental? Don't you see what I do for you? When you surround yourself with me, all of a sudden the
Elevate.
best version of you
Elevate.
makes an appearance.
Hey, it's meant to be. It's meant to be. You know,
I mean, that's
we're
what happened.
simpatico.
All right, so let me ask you.
So let me say this: you're very hard on Darius Slayton. I know he played terrible, and he's had bad games. He's had bad games
can't
before, but he could
stand
do something.
I can't stand Darius Slayton. This is going well. I can't even tell you, put into words how I feel about Darius Slayton. I can't stand him. Does he even hear? Now we lost Raanan. Great. That's just terrific. All right, so we'll attempt to bring him back at some point, but boy, oh boy, this.
Paul, I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to hit decline. I'm trying to hit decline. I got another call.
You want to do a conference? You want to do like a big conference call? You bring on whoever that was calling you?
I don't know who it was. Somebody's spamming me.
All right. So you say I dislike Darius Slayton? No. And I'll go and part of it's not even his fault, Jordan. I'll tell you why. The guy's making Saquon Barkley's money. He's making exactly what you are paying him. You would have been able to keep Saquon had you chosen to do so.
Not his fault, though. That's
not his fault, but that's how I feel.
That's mediocre. That's mediocre wide receiver money. Darnell Mooney money. Like that. Like mediocre wide receivers make that money nowadays. Like that's what it is.
Great. Well, so you're not going to have him. So how is that going to work offensively? Who's going to replace his snaps?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of two tight ends again, like we saw the other day. Daniel Bellinger had a strong game, and Theo Johnson scored touchdowns. Like they don't have a lot at the receiver position. It's going to be Wandell Robinson in the slot. You're going to have Jalen Hyatt and Bo Collins, and they did nothing. And you're going to have little Jordan Humphrey brought up as and another body, Gunnar Olszewski. Like there's not much there. I mean, it is what it is, and that's the thing, Dave. When you go into this game, I can say this pretty confidently. You look at the Giants' offense compared to the Eagles' offense. The Eagles are better at all 11 positions. Every single one. Every single one. Like that's bad. That's really bad.
Well, you don't need to tell me it's bad. I know it's bad. I sit there and I live it every single game. So walk me through this at least, okay? It feels like to me the Eagles' offensive line is not as great as it's been. It's been like road grading, and they've been this elite offensive line. It feels like the loss of Becton. I don't know what's going to happen with this Landon Dickerson character, if he's going to play or not. I know he hobbled off the field the other day. Am I wrong to look at it and say, yeah, they are better at every position offensively than the Giants, but they're not as good with their offensive line as they've been? Did we lose them again?
I'm right here.
I barely hear you, Jordan. Your picture's frozen. You're fading it in and out on me. This is not a great job by you right now. You're shooting another golf shot?
Dude,
you really are.
I'm trying to do you a favor.
Do me a favor. You're like hijacking.
What?
I'm
trying here.
You're ruining the show. Can you go to a stable place and give me 5 minutes? It's 1:19. Give me till 1:25, and I'll let you go, and I'll let you hit your next golf shot.
This is the last shot. Okay, I'm 228 to the hole. I'm on the 10th at Pebble Beach.
I swear to you, I'm gonna strangle you. You are unbelievable. Look at this guy. We got to look at your ass. Take a shot. I hope you hit it into the bunker.
That was a beautiful shot. 215 yards just in front of the green.
Great. Is there any chance I could have your attention now for a few moments? So
you got me. My buddies are going to finish this hole for me.
That's great. Last time you joined us, you had to rush off because your lawn was flooding and the sprinkler guy was there. And now today we're watching you from the rear take golf shots. That's correct. Yes.
Fair assessment of the situation.
Okay. So my question to you before you had to go back for your four was the offensive line. Is it fair to say the Eagles' offensive line is not as great as we've seen in the past?
Yeah, that is fair. I mean, they're not playing as well. Lane Johnson's been banged up. Landon Dickerson's banged up. I don't think he's even going to play. So they're clearly not the same. They haven't run the ball the same. Look at Saquon Barkley's numbers. It says everything. But at the same point, Are you going to doubt that this isn't their get right game, Dave?
Oh no,
Because
not for a second.
Saquon carried it 6 times.
I
He carried
know.
it 6 times the other day. How many carries do you think he gets this game?
23. He'll have
If I
23
give you
carries. Yeah, go on. Give me an over under. You're gonna give me an over under?
Yeah, 120 yards rushing.
Right there. I would say he goes under 120, but probably over 100 yards. Yeah, he's gonna go 24 carries for 114 yards, a touchdown, and 4 catches for 57 yards as well. I know what we're getting ourselves into. I absolutely know that. And you could stop laughing. And the thing that makes it so awful is they're coming off, they had a 17-3 lead. They fell apart. The Giants came back. They beat them. For some reason, like it's almost fireable. They gave Saquon 6 carries in the game, 1 time in the second half. If you're an Eagles fan, you couldn't script a better. All right, you want to get right? Let's get right by feeding him the football. And another thing, I don't know what you think it's going to be. A.J. Brown, whatever the over-under with his receptions is, go over on that as well because he's going to have a big game too.
You know what I feel like? You tell me. I feel like the Eagles. Okay, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they had to make them happy. They were willing to almost sacrifice the game, and like they're in a position where it's like, okay, if we lose the game because we got to get them the ball, it's not a big deal. And I feel like that's kind of what they did last week. And now they're like, okay, now we'll get back to our regular scheduled programming here, and we're going against a Giants defense that their weakness is probably one of their weaknesses is stopping the run. So, it's like, okay, this is set up well. Short week, just run the ball. Don't get fancy. I mean, how do you not view it that way?
Oh, I think that's exactly what will happen. They'll come in, they'll take care of business, and they'll get out of Dodge. And the Giants are coming off what was an awful loss, a game they absolutely should have won. What's with the secondary here? I mean, Adebo, they spent a lot of money on him. Newman, I was told, is going to be a better player. Dane Belton, I was told, looked really good so far in training camp. Javon Holland was a really nice player. Deontay Banks is a first-round pick. I mean, Drew Phillips. I mean, this secondary should not be as bad as it is, my friends.
No, but it is. And, look, I think we have to just chalk up some losses back there. Like Deontay Banks, that one's – remember the Giants, they already said, you know what? Problems last year with the secondary coach, right? We need to fire the secondary coaches. Okay, now they got new secondary coaches, a different coordinator, right, than originally for Banks, and it's just not happening, right? It's like this one is well past the point of we can make something of this. To me, it's gone. It's at sea. Just consider another loss. You got Banks, you got Evan Neal, you got who's the other big one I'm missing?
I don't know. John Michael Schmitz.
Who's the other big early first round whiff?
Early first.
Schmitz hasn't looked good. There's another big one.
Well,
Early pick.
I don't think you'd look at
Neal, Banks, Newman, Schmitz.
Yeah,
these aren't these picks.
Second round
Early picks that just aren't looking good.
It's absolutely awful. How come they? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if it could be fixed. I don't know if it's something that can be fixed, to be honest with you. Like I'm not sure that I think we have to look at it at some point and think, okay, if it wasn't able to be fixed by new coaching, like at what point is it a personnel problem? Like we think these guys are good. Maybe they're not good, Dave.
Yeah, maybe they're not good. Well, Deontay Banks looks like he's just not a very good football player. 2 more.
Exactly.
We'll let you go. Get back to the 15th. Okay, I don't want to hold you up from your golf today.
It's the 11th. We're on the 11th.
Oh, sorry. Why didn't they do more to prepare to have a like Neighbors is your only weapon on the offensive side of the football, and Wan'Dale Robinson is fine, and Darius Slayton I know was awful last week, but he's fine. Like, why didn't they have more, especially with Jackson Dart in his first year and Dable fighting and Shane fighting for their jobs? Why didn't they try to surround him with more legitimate weapons offensively?
I think it's a stubbornness and an overestimation of your own talent. Remember, they said, whoa, we're going to bring back 10 starters, except for the quarterback. It's all Daniel Jones' fault. Point at Daniel Jones. Okay. By the way, who's in the MVP running right now. Okay. Let's be fair. Like, that's what Daniel Jones is right now. They said, we're going to bring back the 10 guys. The quarterback was holding everyone back. Wan'Dale's better than everybody thinks. Jalen Hyatt's better than everybody thinks. Johnson's better than everybody thinks. Well, guess what? They are what we thought. They're okay players. Those guys I just named, Tyrone Tracy, like, they're okay players. They're not high-level players, though. Whether it's quarterback, whether it's Daniel Jones, like they miss, in my interpretation, internal evaluations were off.
I can't do it anymore. This thing is killing me. I'm done with you. I love you. You know how I feel about you. But I can't continue to
I tried.
Driving range. You did your best. You're a great human being, humanitarian, and I'll talk to you
I
soon.
tried.
Goodbye.
Good.
That's it. I'm done with it. I can't deal with that. All right. Well, thanks to Jordan for giving every effort. And he's elite, but today was kind of a slog and a struggle. So this is where we are. I mean, but it makes sense because why would anything Giants related at all go well, right? Like the show should have hiccups. The offensive line has hiccups. The injury front, the quarterback front, the fumbling front from the other day, right? They turned the ball over 5 consecutive possessions, and we just did that as well. Like this show is mirroring what the Giants are and what the Giants look to be. And how can you win a game? You just heard Jordan say it, that all 11 players on the Eagles offense is better than every 11 players and every single individual player on the Giants offense. How are you supposed to win this football game? I mean, the thing to me that I look at, I'm like, wait, really? Is the number's only 6.5? Like the spread is only 6.5. How is that possible? Philly's coming off an awful loss. I don't think Philly's played great football. They crushed the Giants. They always beat the Giants now. And it's prime time. Saquon barely touched the ball. But again, is Hurts better than Dart? Yeah. Is every member of the offensive line across the board better than the Giants? Yeah. Is A.J. Brown better than, Wan'Dale Robinson? Yeah. Is Devontae Smith better than little Jordan Humphrey? Yeah. Is Dallas Goedert better than Theo John? Yes. Like, is Jalen Hurts better than Jackson Dart? Yes. It's every position. It's just, and the Eagles defense is really good. I mean, the Giants may have the advantage front four, but that's it. Secondary, Eagles, linebacker, Eagles, coaching, Eagles. How are you supposed to win this game? And I know that you could say the same thing about the Giants and the Chargers from a couple weeks ago. Right? They're better across the board, and somehow the Giants won. Okay, we'll see. And you think that there's not motivation behind Saquon? Let's go beat the crap out of this team that let me go. And for our efforts and for all of the ails that we have to deal with every single day as Giants fans, now Saquon is coming out with some new documentary on Amazon Prime about how the Giants mistreated him. Give me a break. I mean, really. I think Saquon was I think he's a great guy. I've met him numerous times. I think he's a great guy. But this idea of they treated me so poorly. I mean, give me a break. You're playing in the NFL. You're getting $11 million a year. You're getting a signing bonus. You're getting endorsement money. Please, let me bust out my little violin. Oh, it's so odd. The Giants moved on from you, and you went and you won a Super Bowl. And now I have to hear this. Oh, it was so awful. And they disrespected me. They didn't treat me properly. Really, give me a break. Nico, you there? Where are you?
I'm here, Dave.
There you are. I don't know why, but I'm feeling very frustrated today.
I could tell, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in a very bad mood today because I thought the Yankees were done, and now they're back. Like
we have
they've been
life
resurrected. I know that the Giants are going to lose tomorrow. I'm going to have to deal with that. Like driving here at 11:30 when I can't hold my eyes open. I have to drive here and, hey, 30 minutes of Dave Rothenberg's Giants obsession. Like I can think of very few things I'd rather do less than do that. So I'm going to take it out on you right now. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
As you can tell, not great.
Not great.
So we have questions and comments, I would imagine.
Yeah,
right?
we have a bunch of comments on our fantastic interview with Jordan Raanan. But this one from our very good friend, the Moloko Velicet.
Oh, the Moloko Velicet.
Very good, very big fan of the show.
He's a milk vendor over in Europe, is what he is.
Yes, he is.
Right.
Dave, who is the most important Giant at this point in time? Andrew Thomas? ?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it's kind of twofold. It's Andrew Thomas in protecting what is going to be the most important piece for the Giants, right? I think it's fair to say the only thing that you look at and say to yourself, man, I hope this works. Like that you put all your chips into the middle of the table is Jackson Dart, right? Like if Jackson Dart, and this is going to change the entire look of the franchise, whether it's Dable and Shane or they move past those guys. If Jackson Dart is a good NFL quarterback or better, it's going to be so much easier to be a competent team. So what player even inclusive of, I believe, Malik Neighbors, gives Jackson Dart the best opportunity to be the best version of himself. It's the blind side. It's Andrew Thomas. Because you see what happens when he's not there, it's a train wreck. I mean, you got James Hudson, who's literally having a nervous breakdown against the Cowboys, 4 penalties on 1 drive. And then you have Andrew Thomas, who's the consummate professional and is a terrific player. And it feels like he's getting better as we're moving forward here. So, yes, Thomas, but it's Thomas and what he represents. And what he represents is giving a chance to a guy like Jackson Dart to show you what he's capable of doing. So
Yeah,
thanks
when he's not
yeah.
in the game, it's almost like it's a
way, turnstile.
Yeah, it's way worse than
terrible.
how we actually play, on a weekly basis, which isn't great at that point, anyways.
What else do you have?
We have one from Ian Gerald. When Dart was drafted, there was a huge emphasis on him being Dayball's guy. So you
can't read. So if he's looked at as the quarterback of the future, isn't that another knock on Joe Schoen? I mean, how many knocks do you have to put on Joe Schoen? John Michael Schmitz, Deontay Banks, Tyler Nubin, Evan Neal. It goes on with, yes, a million knocks on Joe Schoen. But here's the thing. Do you want to move on from the head coach? I do. And I think most Giants fans do. Do you want, if you win 3 games and Dart shows some promise, do you want to move on from the head coach and say, you know what, let's move in a different direction and force Jackson Dart to have to deal with another offense in year 2? I would absolutely do that because it feels to me that Brian Daboll is just not getting things done as the head coach. And it also feels to me like Joe Schoen is not succeeding ultimately as a general manager. By the way, when you went to Archbishop Stepinac, which is a high quality school.
Yes.
Did they not teach you to read when you went to school there?
I mean, I didn't do well in English class. I didn't do my academics.
But I'm not asking you to hey, can you conjugate the verb or can you find the adverb in the sentence? All we're asking you to do is read, and for some reason this is flying.
I've been doing good recently, you have to admit.
Well, you've been doing well recently.
I've been doing well recently. Steve's dying laughing.
Yeah, he should be dying laughing. You're embarrassing yourself. What else do you have? You want more comments?
We have some comments on Jordan, but we're gonna skip over those.
Don't be mean about Jordan. I mean, he joined us from the golf range. He's got some life, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Wednesday
incredible.
afternoon, and this guy had a tee time and was going to talk to us from the course, but then the weather in the tri-state area, he was only able to get into the golf simulator. So thankfully, he joined us from there, and it went swimmingly well.
I found it very entertaining. I loved it.
When I had to yell at him,
we were having a good laugh in the producer room over here.
I'm glad. Good. What other comments, questions do you have that people can that you can read that are not
That's it for right now.
That's it for right now.
Yep.
Have I told you how you can subscribe to this fine show?
You have told me, yes.
Well, I'm going to tell you again. All right,
yeah.
you go on the YouTube, right, and you just hit subscribe. That's it.
Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get notified when we're live and when we post our new videos. And also, new this stream, you can also super chat to get your text on screen immediately to Dave, so he can answer your question. So if you want to do that,
so we give priority to the super chatters.
Absolutely.
So, like I said earlier, it's the first class. Like you're flying first class on the Dave Rothenberg Giants Obsession.
Yeah.
So you step in, you sit down, the seat. Oh, look at that! It reclines all the way back, and we rush champagne over to you. We offer you movies, headsets for free. Like that's the kind of level of.
And it goes a step further soon, where we're going to be, maybe incorporating a little bit of membership and joining the obsession here on Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession.
Is it true that you will take your top off if we have 10 people asking super chat questions?
10 people is a little low for me to take my top off, Dave.
Why are you bashful?
Yeah, a little high. Well, I mean. I think we're not there yet in our relationship.
And what's the number when we hired the professional slap fighter to slap you right across the face?
It goes down every episode.
10,000.
It was at 500,000. Then it was
500,000.
It was at 500,000. Then it was at 100,000.
We'd be like Mr. Beast if we get to 500,000.
I got warned by someone to not do it at all because they will mess me up good. But I'm willing to sacrifice my body for the show.
Okay, 10,000.
10,000.
10,000. I mean, come on. Even if you hate me,
can we get 20?
Well, out 10.
10 is when he shaves his head.
No, he shaves his head at
100K.
100K.
No, we got to lower our numbers. Our numbers are outrageous. Okay.
I'm not shaking my head for 10K.
At 5,000, you're painting your face. We agree to that,
Steve is
Steve?
painting his face,
All right.
yes.
I'm going to write this down right here. 5,000, you're painting your face.
Yep.
Okay. 20,000, you're shaving your head bald, Steve.
That's not no way on 20,000.
20,000. I'm 20,000. Shave his head.
No hair anyway.
How about this? 20,000. Here,
We're doing you a favor. I mean, your hair wants off that head anyway. It doesn't want any part of being there.
No.
20. I think it's only fair that if 20,000 we shave your head, and at 30,000 I will get slapped by a professional guy. It might mess me up for a couple weeks.
It might mess him up.
This is gonna mess me up my whole life. I'm gonna be bald.
Your hair will grow back in a month.
I'm willing to negotiate, and I think this is fair. Okay, I believe this is fair. Instead of you having different benchmarks, we make it one and the same. Oof. At 25,000, we hire the slap fighter to slap you, knock you out live during the show, and in the next show after that, Steve, we will shave your head.
Or we could do it simultaneously. All of us on screen. You're watching me get slapped and him getting his head.
Too much action. All right, so 5,000 face paint, 25,000. We do the slap and the hair. Okay,
sure.
Yes. Who says no? Nobody.
Oh, you're shaking your head about your hair. I'm gonna get. I might get brain damage.
You're gonna get slapped. You got it anyway. You're just gonna get
honestly,
slapped.
Steve. Can I be honest with you for a second? You tell me. Can I be?
Sure.
We're doing you a favor. Okay?
Yeah.
That hair is on its way out. I know that but I can tell there's widow peaks there. It's not a great look. We're doing you a favor. We're doing you a favor. All right. So let's get back to the Giants and the Eagles. Let's get into the Eagles a little bit. All right. What do I want to see defensively against this team? And this is what causes such hesitation, because we've established that the passing game for Philadelphia is a problem, and Dallas Goedert is a problem. It almost feels like, how do they want to beat you, right? If they come into this game and say, we're gonna eschew the running game, we're gonna throw the ball down the field, like this is the get right game for AJ Brown, that AJ Brown will go for 6 and 92 and a touchdown. If they want to get Devontae Smith involved, Devontae Smith will get involved in this game. If they determine, hey, we gave Saquon 6 carries last game and that was embarrassing, Saquon's going to get 24 carries. Like, it just feels like, how do they want to beat us? And they can pick and choose whatever it is they want to do to beat this team. So if you're the Giants, what do you do? Now, Philadelphia has not run the ball nearly as effectively this year as they did last year. Last year, they were running the ball down the throats of their opponents. This year, it's been a slog. It has not been the same that it was last year. A.J. Brown, and this is what makes it so incredibly troubling. A.J. Brown is having a bad season. A.J. Brown acts out, demands the ball, wants the ball, hasn't really gotten the ball, has had games of 2 catches, 3 catches. I think 2 catches, 11 yards, 3 catches, 15 yards, like awful, awful games. Saquon, not the same year. Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the ball in for a touchdown. All those things being said, right? Saquon, as good as last year, not close. Jalen Hurts, as good as last year, not close. Weapons offensively, as far as the receivers, as good as last year, not close. All that being said, they're still sitting here at 4-1. They still sit here. The Giants can't get away from just screwing everything up week after week after week. They lose to the Saints. They lose to Washington, can't score a touchdown. They lose to Dallas, where they score lots of touchdowns and can't stop Dallas from scoring a touchdown. They lose to the Chiefs, where they looked comical, right? And you sit here and you shake your head and you're so bothered, you're so frustrated, you're so annoyed. And then on the flip side, you look at Philly, and I guarantee you, Philly Sports Talk Radio is just, they can't believe it. They can't believe that this doesn't work and that doesn't work and this is a problem. And man, we can't get the running game going and the offensive line's not as good. And A.J. Brown is unhappy and Devontae Smith, and they're still sitting here at 4-1. It really is unbelievable. So what do you do against this offense? And I don't think it's a great offense, but I think they pause. You have to take a pause and look at them and say, from the Giants' perspective, what do you want to stop? Because I don't know how you stop all of it. Do you want to stop the running game and make Jalen Hurts beat you? And then you stop the running game. You stop the intermediary passing game. You try to take Dallas Goedert out of the mix, which good luck with that, because they don't stop any tight end. And all of a sudden, you're like a 3rd and 5, and you feel like you have them stopped, and then Jalen Hurts uses his legs and picks up a first down. So, I mean, it feels like a really tall order. I guess in my estimation, it would be they go as far as Saquon takes them. So if I wanted to shut down one thing on that offense, it would be shut down Saquon Barkley and make Jalen Hurts, not his legs, make Jalen Hurts the quarterback, the thrower, try to beat you. And he probably will, but that would be my tact. Saquon's not going to beat us. Jalen Hurts is going to beat us. A.J. Brown is going to beat us. And they can, and they probably will. But if you take away Saquon, the other pieces will probably beat you. If you take away the other pieces, then Saquon will probably beat you. So it's not a great matchup, certainly, for the Giants against this team. All right. Jackson Dart against the Eagles defense. What do we want to see? And I think what you saw in the first couple of drives last week against the Saints is kind of the recipe of what you want to do. You want to try to get a push up the middle, right? You want Cam Scatterbo, who I thought, and again, I know he had the huge fumble and it was disastrous, but I thought for the most part, like I can't believe that a human being can run like that. Like there was a play, I don't know if you saw it, where he blocked Demario Davis into like oblivion. Like he took him, met him at the line of scrimmage, and crushed. This is an all-pro linebacker. Crushed him 5 yards down the field of play into the turf on it. Like he doesn't stop ever. And I like the fact that they'll run the ball on first down and pick up real yardage. Like you get 5-6 yards with this guy. So it sets up a 2nd and 5 or a 2nd and 4. And then there's little things you could do off of that. The problem is, where do you go? I mean, your best receiving threat right now is Wan'Dale Robinson. Find me the team that their best receiving threat is worse than Wan'Dale Robinson. And I'll tell you right now, it does not exist. You go around to any team, Washington, McLaurin, he's out. Okay. Deebo Samuel, still better. Pick a team. Cowboys. I mean, and that's the thing that's frustrating too, is that how many teams are without maybe their best receiver? Cowboys, they don't have CeeDee Lamb. Don't worry. They got Jake Ferguson. They got George Pickens. They had a guy at a monster game against the Jets, Flournoy. Nobody even knows who he is. Cavante Turpin didn't play. It doesn't matter. How many teams? Look at the Niners. Ricky Pearsall, he can't play. Brandon Ayuk, he's still out on PUP list. And Jawan Jennings, he's hurt. He can't play. So you could argue that team, and George Kittle is out. And they played the Rams. And Kendrick Bourne all of a sudden looks unbelievable. How is it that all these other teams are able to take guys who you're like, ugh, he's nothing, and they make them capable and competent, and yet somehow the Giants can't? How does that happen? Is that coaching? Probably. Is it lack of talent? Probably. I mean, it probably stems from the top of this thing, and it's very frustrating, and it's difficult to watch. But let me get back to what we want to see and what we hope to see from Jackson Dart. I don't think you want to put him in a position where he has to make massive plays, right? Like the Giants are not an explosive offense. So you just kind of want to chunk your way down the field. How do you do that? I'd like to see more Theo Johnson. I thought Daniel Bellinger played well last week. He had a couple of important catches. He uses Cam Scatterbo as a safety blanket, and it sounds like there's a chance that Tyron Tracy's going to play in this game. So hopefully, if that is the case, you can play Tracy and Scatterbo at the same time and try to get the ball into those guys' hands in space. But it's not a great matchup because the Giants just don't have the weapons, and you want to certainly try to use the legs to your advantage of what Jackson Dart's able to do, but you don't want to push it so far that you're putting this kid who you want to see for all season long in peril, and you don't want to see him get hurt. And it was worse against the Chargers than it was against the Saints, but he's constantly taking punishment. And Philadelphia, they'll make sure that he takes a lot of punishment. So that's kind of where I am, where I sit as far as the Giants and what they can and can't do. And I think this is going to be a difficult game for the Giants. Fantasy waiver pickups. We've been really good. I think last week we gave you Rico Dowdle. So I want to revisit this. Darren Waller we gave you, who continues to play well. Throw up, guys, the fantasy waiver pickups, and let's kind of run through this a little bit right now. So I just mentioned Kendrick Bourne and the Niners. Get them. All right. I don't know what's going to happen with Pearsall. They play the Bucks. They can throw the football. It doesn't matter if it's Purdy. Doesn't matter if it's Mac Jones. Kendrick Bourne, you saw what he was able to do last week. Still not going to have George Kittle. He's going to give you a 6 for 90. I really believe that. You definitely want to add him, at least as a 1 week play. Franklin on the Broncos. He's a really good receiver. And think about their next 3 games. I looked this up. I believe it's Jets this week, and then Giants, and then Cowboys. You talk about a soft landing spot. So Jets secondary is god awful, and he's not the one. Like Cortland Sutton is clearly the one. So Franklin's going to get matchups where they're favorable against the 2 or the 3 cornerbacks. So Jets this week. I mean, the Jets' second quarterback Stevens is dreadful. Giants, their entire secondary is not good. And that's an amazing thing as well, because they did everything they could to try to fix it, and it's still broken. And the Cowboys secondary might be worse than the Jets and the Giants. Hassan Haskins, who is he exactly? Running back on the Chargers. Omarion Hampton hurt his foot. He's out. He's on short-term IR, so he's going to miss at least 4 games. It's going to be between Haskins and Vidal. I think it's going to be Haskins, so I would kind of trend in that direction if he's available in your leagues, and he probably is. This is like old reliable because he's the goal line guy in a team that gets down inside the 5 a lot, and that's Kareem Hunt. I have him in 2 leagues, and he gets the touches down around the goal line. He had 2 touchdowns this past week. If he ever wound up getting like 18 touches a game, he'd be a major problem. He doesn't, but he's going to be the goal line guy, so you want to try to add him. Michael Carter, not the Jets' Michael Carter, who's not going to make the trip over to London, it sounds like, in their game. The Cardinals' Michael Carter. You say, well, why? Now, this guy is a former Jet, by the way, as well, because James Conner out for the year. Trey Benson out for about the next 6 weeks. Next up, Michael Carter. And remember, they had that jackwagon, Dermercadio, whatever his name is, that let the ball go at the 1-yard line last week and actually led to them losing that game. Carter can catch the ball out of the backfield, can run the ball out of the backfield. He's not going to give you a great week, but he'll give you a competent week. And Mason Taylor has shown well. Jason Taylor's kid with the Jets, couple games, getting better and better. And here's the thing as well. Justin Fields loves the check down, loves it. So what he wants to do is, because he's not really capable of throwing the football downfield. And what happens oftentimes with the Jets is, and you've seen this already a couple times this season, they're in a lot of garbage time because it is not all that competitive right now. So you get behind 27-10 against Denver. What happens now? You know what? Denver eases up. You saw it. You've seen it. You saw it against the Cowboys. You saw it against the Bucs, where they actually almost came back. You saw it against the Bills. The Jets have played a lot of garbage time football so far this season. So that's kind of where we are. We close it out with Mason Taylor on the Jets, and I think he's a pretty good pickup for this club. So I want to get to my Mount Rushmore of hated Eagles. And I thought that we were going to go with quarterbacks, because we chatted during the group exchange, like, where do you want to go, Mount Rushmore? I said, you know what? Let's go quarterbacks. And then someone in the chat said, let's go hated Eagles. And I like that because hatred sells. All right. So guys, bring up the graphic and you look at that face. And you're not going to like any of these people because they're Eagles, which just by right makes them kind of a filthy idea. Andre Waters. Say Andre Waters. He was dirty as the day is long, man. There was one play, and you could probably go on YouTube and find this play somewhere. Joe Morris, little Joe Morris, 5'9", Giants running back. Put the thing back up, would you? I'm telling a story about Andre Waters. So Andre Waters is my most hated Eagles. Joe Morris breaks through the defensive front, past the linebackers. He's going to take it to the house, right? So if the end zone is here, Joe Morris, this is the goal line. Joe Morris passes the goal line, takes the ball, is in the back of the end zone, and this we used to call him Dirty Andre Waters, takes him by the shoulder pads, spins him around, and throws him into the back of the end zone. It was such a dirty play, but he was known for plays like that. He was always dirty. We start with Andre Waters. Next up, that's Randall Cunningham. Despised Randall Cunningham. The Giants, 1990. There's a very famous play. And Nico and Steve, I'm giving you these teachable moments. So I want you to go back and watch these, and you'll be quizzed on them on a later date, at a later date. 1990. Giants are 10-0. The next week, they're supposed to take on the Niners. They will take on the Niners, who are also 10-0. And the thought was, Giants have the Eagles. Niners have the Rams. The next week, if both teams win, they'll both be 11-0, and it's a Monday Night Football game. The Giants played the Eagles. There's a very famous video. Next time we talk to Carl Banks, we'll ask him about this. Eagles are at like the Giants 5. Randall Cunningham, who's right there, who used to punt for the Eagles occasionally as well, rolls to his right. Carl Banks dives at his lower half, hits him in the knee. Randall goes sprawling out, but is able to put his hand on the turf, preventing his knee from going down, somehow propels himself up. He rolls to the right, hits, I don't remember who the receiver was, touchdown. Giants lost that game. Rams beat the Niners, so the potential undefeated matchup is no more for either side. Both teams have a loss. Now, they played the next week. Giants lost that game 7-3. But here's the rub. The Giants beat the Niners in the playoffs and then beat the Bills in the Super Bowl. So you hate Randall and you hate that play, but the Giants did get the last laugh. All right, next up, show him. You look at it and you say, who is this guy? This is Vi Sikahema. I couldn't stand this guy. I detested him. Vi Sikahema was like a third down scat back and a punt and kickoff returner. And there was one time, and there's another thing you guys can check out on the internet. He caught the ball, dices through the Giants defense, scores a touchdown off the punt return, and now starts doing body work on the goalpost, on like the stanchion of the goalpost. He's throwing jabs and right hooks and now taking like boxing practice against the padded area of the goalpost in Giant Stadium. I have to watch Vi Sikahema do that. And then lastly, and you'll remember this game, I think this guy coaches in like Division I AA football right now. I think Michael Vick is at like Norfolk State, and this guy is also coaching in a lower level of college football, and that's Deshaun Jackson. Now, Deshaun Jackson, if you remember, perfected the art of he's got the football, there's no one near him on the field, he's approaching the end zone, and before he crosses the goal line, boop, he drops the ball and lets it out. That happened against the Cowboys. I think it was a Monday night game he did that. And at like the 2-yard line, as he's getting ready to cross the end zone, he throws the ball out of his hands. I don't know why guys do that. Anyhow, Deshaun Jackson gave me one of the most awful, awful, awful Giants memories I've ever had. Giants led 31-10 at home over the Eagles. Fourth quarter, 31-17, 31-24, 31-31. 3 seconds to go. I don't even remember the name. Matt Dodge was either a rookie or second-year punter from East Carolina. And Tom Coughlin told him, got in his face before the punt, kick this ball out of bounds. He decides to kick the ball right down the middle. Tie game, 31 apiece. Deshaun Jackson, well, you guys can watch this. This is true as the day is long. Ball in his arms, drops it, picks it up, runs through the Giants special teams unit, scores a touchdown for a walk-off punt return loss. I thought Tom Coughlin was going to physically attack Matt Dodge after that play. So that's another one. Now, there's one honorable mention. I even tell the guys they don't have the graphic, and that's fine. You leave this up for now. And that brings you back to the late 70s when the Giants are playing the Eagles, and the game's over. And I know that this is a very famous play. This is even before the knee started being something that was done. So the Giants are up. And all they have to do, Nico and Steve, is take a knee. But because the Giants are really like the same now that they were then, just a dysfunctional franchise at the time, decided, no. We're going to have our quarterback, Joe Pisarcik, turn and do like a spin and hand it to Larry Zonka. Well, that went exactly as you would expect it to go. He turns, hands it off. There's a mishap with the handoff. The ball's on the turf. Herm Edwards, of course, of ESPN fame and Chiefs fame and Jets fame and Eagles fame back in this moment, scoops it, takes it to the house, touchdown, and in only the way the Giants could lose, they lost. And that is now known as the miracle at the Meadowlands. And as awful as that was, and it was absolutely awful, the one thing I'll say is there was a positive that came out of that. The Giants fired the offensive coordinator the next day. They cleaned house at the end of the year. And then they hired George Young as the GM, who drafted Phil Simms in 1979, hired Bill Parcells as head coach in 82. And oh, by the way, drafted a guy by the name of Lawrence Taylor in 1981, and then Carl Banks in 1984. So you had the depths of how bad it got, but that also buoyed the Giants to become what they did become. So that's my Mount Rushmore of just hated, despised, repulsive Philadelphia Eagles. All right, 3 predictions for this game. Here we go. We'll bring them up now. We talked about this with Jordan Raanan. I don't know why you guys have this photo of me where I look like I'm like half dead and I'm wearing this like Swami hat, but I digress. Saquon is going to touch the ball 20 plus times because you have to. And because they when really any team goes so far and away to not do what you're supposed to do, and it's a big talking point all week, now you go in the opposite direction. Saquon with 6 carries is fireable. Saquon will have 20 plus carries this week against the Giants. A.J. Brown has barely touched the ball this year. Isn't it amazing to think that the running game's not very good? A.J. Brown is really unhappy. Jalen Hurts has not thrown well this year and has gone games where he doesn't even throw past the line of scrimmage, and they still sit here at 4-1. A.J. Brown will, I feel confident saying, will have 6 plus catches. And I don't know why I feel this, but sometimes you just get a gut feeling. This will be a 1-score game in the fourth quarter. Now, I guess technically that means the Giants will be within 8 points at some point during the fourth quarter. I mean, coming off that loss, and the Giants offensively moved the football against New Orleans. I think they try to play close to the vest. I think they try to play field position. It's a nationally televised game. I think that the Giants get their A-plus effort, which won't be enough to win, but I'm thinking just maybe enough to keep this game 1 score into the fourth quarter. Nico, Steve, are there any other questions and or comments that we need to get to from the masses that are listening right now?
A lot of people guessed your the Herm Edwards thing right before you were even saying it, which is cool. So they kind of got ahead of you on that.
One of the most horrendous moments of my life is kind of cool for the people watching this show. That's really uplifting.
We have a comment here from Mike Bove. Who to keep, Troy Franklin or Josh Downs?
Well, Alec Pierce is out for the Colts. I think Franklin has the higher upside, so I would go with Franklin. The thing that gives me pause is Downs plays in a controlled environment in Indianapolis. So I like both. If I had to keep one, I would keep Franklin over Downs, but I do like both.
We also have one from Greg Turdhaller. I know what that's supposed to mean, but Randall Cunningham gave me tons of childhood
Turd hauler. You know what a turd hauler is?
Turd hauler.
So he just got you.
Yeah. I got Randall Cunningham gave me tons of childhood trauma.
He gave everybody tons of childhood drama. Randall Cunningham was a real pain in the ass. He really was. And the thing that I always had was like, they and they had a great front four. Their defense was awesome with Buddy Ryan and Seth Joyner and Andre Waters and Eric Allen and Jerome Brown. And the list goes on and on and on, but they never won. And it was always like, you're really good. You're really tough, but you never win. And they went to the 81 NFC Championship game, and they beat the Giants, week after week in the 80s, but they never won the whole thing. Now that they've won the whole thing, it really it makes it very difficult. Anything else?
No, that's it.
We don't have our first super chatter yet.
We do not have a first super chatter yet.
All right. Well, here's the thing as well.
Maybe to come during the post game tomorrow.
Probably. You can be our first super chatter. Like that is something. And you know what we might do? We might call the super chat room and name it after this guy for a little while. Like it could be the Mark Bove super chat room here on YouTube. We can do whatever we want.
We could
That's
do that.
the beauty of this show. So again, like us, subscribe to us. It's very easy. We're raising our numbers, and when we get to 25,000, we're going to shave his head, and we're going to have him slapped by a professional slap fighter as well. So what has to happen? The Giants need to figure out a way to keep this game close. Will they? Probably not. But if they do or they don't, we'll still be back tomorrow night to do this all over again. So remember, game ends. You could stopwatch. 15 minutes after the final whistle, we'll be live on the air. We'll take your interaction. Oh, there we go. Is that the first one? And there's another one. I am Jarrell. Says, go Giants. ML True Crime. He didn't even have a comment, but he wants us to know that he's there. So I am Jarrell is the first person.
Actually, ML True Crime was the first person to come in.
No, because he's family. It doesn't count. There's nepotism there. He did it because it's your brother. No, I am Jarrell back up there. I am Jarrell. Go Giants. I think we all echo those sentiments. Go Giants. So again, game ends tomorrow night, 15 minutes after. We hop on here and we react to it together. So have a great rest of your Wednesday. Have a great Thursday leading up to the game. We'll be back after the game tomorrow night, Thursday night, Giants Eagles, right here on Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession.